If you are a data analyst, this is how your business question will come. And you're going to have a simple data like this. And with this right now, you have to make sure you create something like this that is very, very dynamic. As you can see, is highly dynamic using these very simple questions right in here. So, do you want to follow me to actually have this created today? It's something very simple. I'm going to show you every single thing you need to do, from Excel functions and formula, then pivot table, creating better charts, and actually creating nice background for our dashboard, just using Microsoft Excel. So all you have to do is to go ahead and actually download this particular data, and let us go into it. It's very simple. Oh, by the way, this is the second video of this particular dashboard. The first video link is in the comment section, or check the description box. You're gonna see it right in there. So follow me step by step and actually create something as pretty as this. My favorite part is this particular part of the dashboard. So if you look at it right now, it is the last question that says, where should we invest next? So you have to answer all of those questions first before we can be able to actually get to where we should invest next. As you can see, if I click on the filter here, it's actually very dynamic, and that is exactly what you need to know how to create. So follow me step by step and let us get into it. Oh, before you go, try to check out my other videos on this particular channel about Power BI, and as well a lot about Microsoft Excel, and learn how to use Excel and Power BI to make decisions. So subscribe and let us get into the class. All right. Let us look at what is next. The next one is this particular number 4 right in here, where it says, who are the worst and the best sales reps? So how can we actually extract this insight using a chart? So now, with what we have done before now, who can actually get this done for me? Is very important. So the very first thing for me to actually, create an area for that. So just go ahead and get this duplicated. So bring this over here. So bring it down. Then do this. A white space is very important at the edge here. So what I'm going to do right now is to make sure I hold my control key to select this particular one here. Then go over to the top ribbon. And once I'm here, go to the shape format, go to align, and we align top. So with this right now, we can quickly go ahead to our analysis environment and start analyzing. So first of all, I want to copy this particular one from here so that I can know what I'm doing. Do that as well. Have you done that? If yes, let's do it. So I'm going to paste this one over here, then copy this particular portion here. So paste this over here. Now we are looking at sales rep. So we take off this one, we have sales rep. So we can actually bring this one down one more time. So this time around, it's going to be a little bit different game from what we have done before. So highlight this particular portion. So once you have done this right now, so what we need to do right now, who can actually tell us what it is that we can do to create something much more better than what we have done before? I'm waiting. Okay, so over here now, we're going to create something called lowest performer, top performer. So we have two different, legends. We'll call this one legend right now. Two different legends here. So you already know what I'm going to do. So using the if function here, there are two ways to get this done. Let me show you the first way. If you're not very careful, you wouldn't know the difference, but there are differences. I'm going to say if here mean. So find mean over here. Then F4 key, close, is equals this one. Then give me this. Other than that, just go ahead and give me nothing. close. So here we go. That's the first method. So I'm going to just say if this one here is equals max, the max should be found here. F lock it to lock it down, comma, sorry, not comma, close. Then other than that, if that is true, give me this. Other than that, give me nothing. So now let's copy this down. So check it out. This one, the if and mean comes first, which means we reference this particular ones first. Then on this particular one here, I did if and I checked this one first before I use the max. That's not the difference. It's just for you to actually know how to get it done. So it's okay. We have gotten this one right now. All we have to do is to highlight this particular portion here. So even though if you know the chart to use, I think Excel will just allow you to get it done. Can you see it now? It's going to give you blank. So the best way is for you to go over here and assume that you are new and just choose the recommended chart here. And you're going to have something like this. So we go with this one. Then we click and go with this. So once we have this now, we are good to go. So right away, what we can do, Control 1, overlap, close the gap. Once done, this is the minimum. The color is already known. We come over here, we choose the color. This is for orders. Then this orders here, you already know the color we have used previously before now. This is the color we have used for orders. So this particular one here, we choose this very color for it. Can you see it now? Now, over here now, this order sales, we're going to delete it. Double click on it until it actually highlights that particular order sales. Then you delete key on your keyboard will delete it. So we only have two of the ledgers here now. The lowest performer and the top performer over here. So the next thing we have to do is to click on this one here. And once we have done that, we just have to go ahead and turn on the data label. So once done, click over here, click over here, click over here, click over here, and select this environment here. So click on OK. So let us go ahead and turn off what we don't need from it. Can you see how easy it is right now? So if you have written this before now, let me know in the comment section. So now we're not done yet. Let us take off this particular part from it. Take off this very part. Take off this very part. And now it is time for you to head up to our dashboard environment. So here we go. Move this one off from here. Now, Ctrl-V to paste it down. Bring it up. And here we go here. So quickly, we just have to crank up these values. It's very important. So I told you those numbers might not actually fit your kind of screen. You have to make sure you gauge it and do what is actually best for your screen. I'm just giving you a guideline of what you can do to have the right thing. You get it now. Okay, now we have just answered this very question. So what can be the title? What title will actually fit into this right now? So the title I'm going to use is going to be right here. Oh no, sorry. So hold your control key and drag it. Release your mouse, then release it. It's going to duplicate it for you. So right now what we can do for the title is going to be top. So top and lowest sales reps. So we have something like this. Can you see it now? So this is going to shift based on the slicer, as I've said earlier. We're going to place the slicer after all, then you'll see what I'm talking about. So once we have gotten this done right now, the next thing we have to do is to make sure we add some couple of insights right in here, just like what we have done right now, and we keep it over to this particular part. So who can think of what we're going to do to have the best version of it created? We have done this before, and I think it is something very simple, and somebody can just feel like, okay, let me just pause this right now and do it all by myself and see what I can actually come up with. We can do that. It's very important. Please, if you can, just go ahead and try, because I believe you can do it. We have learned a lot to actually get us there. All right. So let us go ahead and see what exactly we're going to do to have the insight part of it created is something very important. So while we get back in here, the very first thing we have to do, let us use this version here. So we want to get the button. So we want to get it up. So we want to get all sales. We want to get worst rep. That is worst sales reps. Sales rep rather. The best sales rep. So the name. So let us use max name or max rep name, mean rep name, and that is all. That is all. So let us start by getting this over here. So the main function will actually get this for us. So the max function will get this for us. Over here, we have all. Can you see it now? So now what we need to do right away is to actually get, okay, I think what we need to get here is going to be contribution. So we're getting the contribution in percentage over here. So to get that done now, it's going to be taking this particular button here, divided by this particular one here. And once you have done that, it's going to give you this. So you can decide not to reference this particular one. All you have to do is just to reference this particular top here by all. So it's going to give you something similar. So highlight this portion here and Ctrl+1, come over here. This is what you get, right? So now it is time for me to get something much more interesting. Index, you already know what I'm doing here. So we're trying to get the names. So from here, we have the names. So we use the match function. The match function is looking for the max. The max is this particular value here. Please look at the top is the max. So where can we find the numbers? So find it over here. So we do comma 0. So we have the name. So David. Can you see it now? So if we come over here now, we can actually go ahead and copy this whole thing from here and just make a little change, and we have what we want. So paste it over here, double click, and just shift this one to the top, which is the bottom one here. So we have it. Can you see it now? Very simple and easy. You understand? So once we have gotten this done right now, what is next? What can we do next? The next thing we can do right now is that let us match them with their percentage. So this one has to do with the top. So which means I'm going to actually go ahead and reference this particular one. So match it up with this particular one as well. All right. So now it is time for you to start writing what it is that we want to actually get from it. So equals here, we're going to reference the name, which is this here, using an ampersand here. So we're going to say leads. So leads sales performance. Contributing. So over here, close, an ampersand here. Then we use the text function to reference the percentage contribution. So 0.0%, we close. So now, and the ampersand here. So we can now say, okay, over here of total revenue. So comma, while, then and the ampersand here. So this time around, we reference the second one, which is the worst sales rep here. So, comma, no, not comma. So an ampersand here. So only an ampersand. Text function will reference the percentage. So put a comma 0.0%. So we close an ampersand here, and we do here highlighting a performance gap. I think it's going to be among sales reps. So let us see what we have done. If it makes sense, I'm just freestyling. So now try to actually come up with your own way of getting better. You understand? So this is just a mock-up. Okay, let's go get it. So over here, can you see? David Lade's sales performance contributing 24% of total revenue, while Ibrahim contributed only 17.4%, highlighting a performing gap among sales reps. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm just, saying. So this is what we have gotten to actually have this very question right in here, just answer. So we're almost at the back end of the video. And what are you waiting for? Your comment is very important. If you have not done that, please go ahead and actually make the algorithm to understand that this is very important to be pushed to others. You get it right now. So let's get back to class. If you have been watching my videos before now, you would have found out that this is the most easiest part of it, which is the trend line right in here. So what is the trend over time? So we don't just drop a line chart. We just have to make sure we create a little beautiful chart that have more insight than just a default line chart that the beginner will create. So we have to go from a beginner to an advanced user of Excel right now. So let's just go over here. And what I'm going to do now is just to come straight up to this particular part. This part here. I'm going to copy this very part. Here, copy it. Once copied, I'm going to come over here, paste it down. And right now, we want to take off this sales rep here. I'm bringing the date right in it. So right now, it's trying to break this away, which is this particular portion. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just say, no, not now, not now. You understand? Sorry for my alarm. So now we have just said no to that. If we click over here now, what we gotta do is just for we to say, okay, we right click, we click on, let's go straight up to this portion. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is just to copy this one. Copy it first, copy it. So click over here and bring this one in. Once you bring this one in, okay, we already have it. This is what we wanted to have without we breaking this one. It's still looking at this. That is good. So now we just have to make sure everything is going on straight up down here. Now, we just have to reference just this portion. So we have a little work to do than what we have done before over here. So how do we get it done? The very first thing I'm going to do right now is going to be me saying I want to get this done. I don't have to create from the scratch. So we just have to go ahead and copy from here. This over here. So we go ahead and paste it down right here. So I think over here, I still have to do something a little bit different. That is going to be lowest performing month. So month. Can you see it now? So once we have done this right now, we have to expand it. So over here, I'm going to do low label. high label. All right, let's get it done. So what I'm going to do right now is something similar to what we have done before. It's not a magic. The lowest one should actually use the if function here to say if this particular value here is equals to mean, then find mean over here, and with your F4 key right now, we close this, then give me this, otherwise give me NA this time around. Previously, before now, we have been using, something like this. So this one now wouldn't work. So what I'm going to do now is to say, give me NA. So we close, we hit our enter key. So once I just go ahead and copy down, we see this particular bunch of NA here. That is beautiful. So copy the same one, and let's go over here, paste it down. Right now, double click over here, and let us turn this one to max. Now copy down. So the max falls here. So now the label I'm going to use now is just for me to copy this one over here and bring it over to this particular part. So take off one of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just to highlight this portion. This is the low. That is this one here. So double click on this one, copy it, double click over here and paste it to capture that cell. Paste it. Finally, paste this one and hit your enter key. So let us go ahead and do this. Can you see it now? So copy this way. So next again is to copy down. So you've seen that? 100% correct. Okay, if you have done this, tell me what is next. It's very simple. So what are you going to do next? So highlight this particular portion. See these ones here? Exclude the labels. Once you have done that, let us go to the top ribbon. Click on Insert. This time around, go to Line Chart and select this particular kind of line. This one here. So we have it. If you have been following my videos before now, you would have seen that I have done this previously before now. Not once, not twice, many times, it's very easy. Okay, now other cells should be gone. Double click and remove it. So we're gonna go with this one here. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is to click over this part and grid line should turn off. No chart title, go. So this axis here, we don't need it. All right. So now, the only particular part we want to have a marker or a little circle on it is going to be where we have highlight. So just click over here. And now go over to this particular part. So click over, click over here, click over marker, click over here and say none. So it has been turned off for others. So click on this particular one here. Once you have done that now, click over here, click over here, click over here, then built-in. So turn this one to 10. Big enough, right? Beautiful. Now, let us go ahead and change its color. Let's go. This time around, we are going to use I'm going to use this particular color. Beautiful. So once I've done that now, no border. So let us go for this one. Then the color for this one here is going to be this color here for me. Then no border for it. So if we go all the way up again, we change this to 10. Nicely done. Next now is for we to click over here, data label. So we don't want to have this right on it. Instead, we want to have the one we have created for it. So click over here and over here, then over here, then right here. So label should now be the lowest one. Highlight this portion. Click on OK. Then say no to this one. Do the same to this particular one here. First of all, turn on the label. Once done, click over here. Let's do this again. Select this particular portion here. So click on OK. correctly done. Okay, now we can just go ahead and take this to our dashboard environment. So what I'm going to do now is quickly go ahead and turn off this particular part. Yes, we can have the holistic view. So now what we need to do is to fill up these particular gaps that we have left. So duplicate this one, bring it down here, bring it down. So now click on this particular one here, go over here, go to home, select this particular one, and no, it's not done yet. Do this and apply it on this one. Beautiful. Okay, now get this one duplicated. So without guessing, I'm going to keep it this way. What I'm going to do, hold my control key, select this particular top one, go to this particular part here, align to the left hand corner. Deselect it, select this one, hold your control key, select this one, go to the top ribbon, select this one, align button. Can you see it now? Beautiful, right? Nicely done. So the next thing now is for me to go with this particular one, duplicate. So once you have done that, hold your control key, select this particular one, go to the top ribbon, align button. So once you have done that, deselect it. Now select this particular one, hold your control key, select this particular one. So we just choose align right. So we're going to have equal, no. That is left, we should use left. Control Z, use left. So we're going to have equal alignment. Can you see it now? So remember we have something behind this. Right click and go to center back. So we can now have our chart to be at the front end of it. Okay, now with our chart here, we have to keep our chart over here and do this. So one thing I don't like about this line now is that it's the way it's this, I don't like it. Let's go over here and quickly scroll all the way down and use smooth line. So it looks more perfectly cool than what we have before. So select the data labels here and crank it to 12. Do the same thing to this particular one. So let's just select this particular one here. It's very important. So now the legend that will show what this particular circle or dotted part of it is all about. So beautiful. Now we are almost done. Let us take off the border, no fake color. So now we have to bring up our title to it. Hold your control key. Once you see this particular plus sign, drag it. It has duplicated it for us. Release the mouse before you release your control key. So right away we have to do sales trend and sales trend and peak performance. Okay, we have something like this. So we're almost done. The next thing we need to have now is to have the insights at the bottom right in here. So which means we can go ahead and copy this particular one, duplicate it, shift it and keep it beneath here. You get it now? Can you see it now? So what are we supposed to get in here? Let's go get it. Okay, it is time to start writing the insight, which is going to be very simple and very easy, the easiest one we have ever gotten, right? So what are we going to do to have this done? Just a few things. Let's shift our focus right here. The very first thing we have to do is to get the mean the max month, and that is here min month, max month. Okay, so we get the mean by using the mean function over here to extract the mean from here. So get the max by using the max function to extract the max from here. So we now get the month that we have this particular mean right in. It's very important. So it's very easy. We have done this several times before. Index is going to actually go ahead and get us something from here. So we can do match. The match function is taken from mean. Go here and comma, find it over here. So comma 0, close, and the month is here. So what you can do right now is just to do one single copy. Once you have done that, you paste it over here. You just shift it to this particular part. That is all. Can you see it now? So once we have done this right away, it is time for you to just write a simple insight that we want to draw from it. So before we do that now, what we can do is to make sure we know the contribution of, I'm thinking, yeah, let us just get the contribution of just one, just this highest spike. We don't have to do too much right here. So the contribution of the highest spike here is going to be this particular one here, this by the total all sales. I hope you remember this one here. So this control one should give you this. So if we now come over here now, so we can now start to use our formula here to get things done, which is going to be very simple. So what do? We do here sales picked in, so ampersand here. So the max month is what we're going to use, which is this one here. So we're not going to use the mean one here. So let us forget about that one. So we do this. Contributing, and ampersand here. Text function. So if I don't want to use this now, and I want to create it from the scratch inside here, I can do it. So what will I do? So the text function here now will take this particular value here, and divide it by the all here. Can you see now? So once you have done that, comma, we do this 0.0, then here we go. So once I've done this, we cannot close this particular one here and use another ampersand over here. So over here of total revenue, while, so the while here is going to be while I'm thinking, okay, we close ampersand here, while this particular one here, which is this particular month here, so which means this one is still important, but we don't have to use the percentage of it. So while this particular month here, we do this, recorded the lowest performance. So that is all we have to do. Very short, very precise. So we can go over here right now and we'll click on this particular part, turn on the the formula bar, and go ahead and pick it up by clicking over analysis. We click over here, we get it. So all we have to do now is to just come over here, click on this particular part, and go over here, format painter, and here we go. All right, this is all we have to do to actually have this particular portion here created, and we have something very nice right in here And this is exactly what it is. If we go back to the question we have actually used to get this done right now, it says, what is the trend over time? So the trend over time right now, you have seen how we actually got this one created. It is not something basic at all. It is something that actually can take you from basic user of Microsoft Excel to an advanced user. So right now, what are you supposed to do? Use the comment section. It's very important. Let me know what your thought is about this dashboard. Please do that for me to help me get this to other persons out there. So when you leave a comment and you like, the algorithm will push this particular video. So let us get into the next one. Okay, if you look at this, it says, when do we sell the most? So now, if you see a question like this, two things will come to mind. The very first one is, maybe it's talking about time. Then, if time comes to your mind, let's go over here. Do we have any time records? No, we don't have it. Okay, another thing that will come to your mind is maybe days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday down to Sunday. So do we have any column that supports it here? Partially no, but I'm going to say yes because we can create it. How do we do that? It's very important. So we come over here, we add days. So once we add this, we just come over here, we use weekday function here. We reference this particular date column and we hit our enter key. So what it gives us right now is going to be from 1 to 7. So it depends. So you can actually put a comma over here. So whatever starts your week over here, you choose it. You understand? So if Sunday starts your week, choose Sunday through Saturday. So any of this particular one here, you can actually start it. So if Monday starts your week, you can choose it. And if you hit your enter key right now, you can see it has changed from 0 to this. So right now, if that is what you want, I'm just giving you an example. So all you have to do is to highlight the column here. Then you Control 1. You go to custom. Once you get here, you highlight here. You put DDD, shorter form. Here we go. We have all of this. So now we can peacefully answer this very question over here. Let's go ahead and create it. So go to analysis and let's see what we can do about it. So right here in the analysis page, we just have to paste the question over here. And right now we have to rush into this particular portion and copy this very part of it. So once copied, we have to swiftly move back and have it pasted right in here. So now, pick up the month. If you look at it right away, there is nothing like what we have just created right into the data area right here. So what are we supposed to do? It's very important. Let's come over here. Right click and you see refresh. Refresh it. As you can see, it has been added. Let us go ahead and click on this. So here we go. We can take off this portion from here. So we have something like this. Okay, if you look at the question, when do we sell the most? So what do we need to do? We can actually make sure, with some kind of create something similar to what we have done before. So right now, we're not being specified to see just top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4. So we can highlight the top 2, days, top 2 days. So what I'm going to do right now is something similar to what I've done before. Do this. So here we go. So what I'm going to do again is going to be other sales. Here is cool. So over here, I'm going to just do top performing days. That is going to be on my legend. It's very important. Please do that. So once you use top performing days right here, so you can come over here right now and do 1 and 2. So use large function to extract the large number from here. And so over here, highlight F4 key to lock it. So nicely done. Now, the problem we have now is that this particular one here is not giving us this. So what are we supposed to do? Click on this one, come over here and Nicely done. So next again is going to be, we're trying to get it by doing if this particular one here. So we have to use our F4 key to say if it is equals to this particular one, then give us this one. Otherwise, if this particular one here, F4 key is equals to this particular one here, then give us this one. Other than that, give us nothing. So we can see we have it right here, right now. Okay, once I've gotten this done, we just have to go ahead and create our chart. So can you see how easy it is right now? So the main part of it is the insight part of it. How can you do that particular insight that will give you something as, beautiful as what you think? So we're going to use this one here. So once we have this, you know the drill already. You can do this without you looking at this particular, one right in here. So you just have to close the gap a little bit and overlap it. It's very important. So once overlapped, the next thing I'm going to do right now is going to be for me to actually make sure I put this, okay, I think it's on focus already. So put it on focus, this portion on focus. Click on this part here and bring it down. Click over here, data label, turn down. So click over here and select this particular one. Select this portion here, click on OK, and turn off this particular part here. That is all you have to do for now. You get it? So over here now, because they are actually the top ones, I'm going to select this one here. And I have my color for top, and I have my color for the other ones, which is going to be this very one here. So we have already done that. So we can quickly do the formatting from here by going over here now. We turn this one into 12. And we'll do the same thing for this particular one before we take it to our dashboard environment. So we just do this, right? Okay, so the next thing we have to do right now is for the legend over here. We just want the legend to pop up as well. Okay, once we've done that, we take off this axis. We don't need it. We don't need the grid lines, the chart title. We just have to take it off. So now, here we go. So here we go on our dashboard environment. We just have to make sure we copy and paste it over here. So we don't have too much space here. We just have limited space over this particular part, but we have to manage it. So the title is very important, like 100% important. Just go ahead and drag this over here, release, and here we go. So what we're going to do right on this particular one now, let's see what the title is. The question rather is, the question says, when do we sell most? So here's going to be revenue by days. So I'm going to use top performing days. So here we go. And just highlight that part here to make sure it's very important for me. So once we've gotten this done now, this is exactly what we want to have right in here. And we have just gotten this rightly over here. So we just have to go ahead and get this one duplicated, bring the duplicate down to this particular level over here. And this is beautiful. We have something like this. Okay, now it is time for you to write the insight we want to have right on it, because that is the main part that the management, the board member, will actually focus right on. So what do we do on that? So let us get down to here. And right now we're going to get into this particular part. And what I'm going to do right away is going to be top and all sales. So for my top here, I'm thinking. Okay, let's not go that way. So what we're going to do right now is just to say we want to extract the first and the second. So to extract the first and the second right now, we use the max, or we use the large function. Large function can do that for us quickly. So we come over here. So with the F4 key, we put a comma, we reference this particular part. So we hit our enter key, we just lock it into this particular part here. So to get this done, we just do index to get this over here. So we just do F4 key again, then we use the match function to extract the position from here. So in the F4 key, 0, close, hit enter key, we have numbers. Don't worry about the numbers we have right in here. We can always fix it. Click over this one and select this. And over here, you do something like this. Can you see it now? So we have all of this. So once I've gotten this done right now, the next thing we have to do is to get the percentage, of it created. What is the percentage representation of this over all the sales we have actually, made? So it's very simple. Let's go over here and do this particular one here, divided by all sales. So we just have to copy down. Can you see how simple it is? So here we go. This is beautiful, very interesting to look at. Okay, am I getting it rightly? Yeah. So now we can decide to sort this from largest to smallest. So once we sorted it now, we go to the dashboard environment and it's cool, no problem on that. So we come over here. So once sorted now, you can see here the values are now on the top. So what we can do right now is to write our insight. Okay, for the insight, we just have to start with something very simple. So what do we start with? So let's say equals here. So I'm going to say sales on. So with an ampersand here. So now we just have to reference the day. The highest one is the one. Number one here is the highest one. So we reference this particular one here. Place a comma on it. And the next thing we have to do right away is going to be, an ampersand here. So, and, so the second one is going to be the next one, and this particular one here. So reference this particular one as well. So over here, we're going to say contributing. So we're going to have to reference the percentage. So when we say contributing now, that is going to be contributing text. Reference this one. So we do 0.0%. We close ampersand. And so over here, under text function again, .0. So we mistakenly hit the enter key, so we just have to continue again. So over here, now we close. So we just have to do under ampersand again of total revenue respectively, including stronger customer activity during weekends. I'm just adding something to make it. Okay, whatever. Just did this. You can do the best thing that you think is gonna be cool for you. So we just have to represent this. Oh, sorry, not this. This one here should be changed to look at this very cell over here. Hit the enter key. Let's get it up for it. Now here we go. So here we go. We have something as beautiful as this for the time being. Can you see it now? So we only have this particular part that is not filled up with anything. This question here is very technical. You have to actually think rationally before you can have this question answered, which is what we're going to have right in here. Let's go straight up to the question, and here comes the question. Before we come back here, let's quickly go ahead and duplicate this particular one here because it's going to be our main focus right on this very dashboard. So bring this over to this particular part here. Let's go straight up to this question part of it, and we copy the actual question from here. So now the question is going to be the title of it. So let's go straight up to the color part and change the color to white. So make it even bold, stand out, because it's going to be on our main focus. So over here now in the question, it says, where should we invest next? Where should we invest next? Where should we invest next? This is a good question. All right. So when it talks about where should we invest next, so I feel this particular part would have answered the question. But we don't want to use this for the question, right? To answer the question. So what we're going to do right now is to make sure we give the board member, the end users, our manager, something good to look at. So what are we going to do? Let us swiftly move into analysis environment here. So we're going to copy this very part right here for the time being. So shift to this end and lock it in. So take off this and bring up the location. That is the region over here. So once you bring up the region, already over here in the chart, we have highlighted the, where the heck is it? The location here. We have highlighted the location here. So right now, the location we highlighted here is going to be just Lagos here. So we want to include Lagos and Kano based on what we can see right now. But we have to make it dynamic so that when slider changes the value to have on the highest, place, we can actually shift it. So let us go back here. The very first thing we have to do, let me make it easy. All sales. Now, max region, mean region. So all sales equals all sales here. Max region means equals max to extract the max value from here. So mean means mean to extract the value from here. So once I've gotten this now, the next thing we have to do is to take this particular value here, divide it by this particular value, then log the value at the top and hit your enter key. Now drag it all the way down. Take a look at the contribution of each of the selected areas. So here we go, we have this. So next again, once we have done this, the next thing we have to do is to make sure we some kind of get the actual name. So index, we have done this several times. Don't tell me you don't know this now. You understand? So index, match here. The match is going to take up this very value and match it up to find the position over here. So that is going to be 0, close. So if I copy down now, it's going to shift because I didn't lock it down. So I can easily do it manually if I want to do that. But the best thing is for you to lock it. That is just the best solution, is for you to lock it. But this one works as well. Okay, now we have this now. The next thing we have to do is to start looking at what are we going to do to make sure we actually create nice insight for our boss to know the next place to actually make the next investment. It's very simple. So next areas. Okay, so now we want to extract the next investment area because people look at text and when they read a small text, they can actually understand what is going on. We don't need to actually have chat on this one. So over here, I'm going to just do, you know, based on regional performance. Should be prioritized. Prior. So now I'm thinking of we might have an error in the previous creation. We're going to go back to it. Please don't worry. If you have it, I'm going to actually fix it. But for now, let us focus on this one. I just thought of it. So based on regional performance, investment should be prioritized in the max area, which is this one here, which is this particular value. Okay, double click. And over here, we use ampersand. Here. So close it. Kano, the performing region contributed so an ampersand here. So what is the contribution? That is the percentage over here. So we use the text function here to extract the contribution, comma 0.0%. So we close, right? So and that ampersand here of total revenue. While and ampersand, so Kano, sorry, Lagos right here. So while Lagos should receive what? Should receive targeted support. So ads. So we just have to use text function over here. 0.0%. You get it right now. So this is all we have for it. Let us go ahead and take a look at what we have done now. So we copy, duplicate it, get this over here. Let's change the color to white. View, formula bar. The formula bar, highlight. Let's quickly go straight up to this part here and pick it up. Hit the enter key. So we have to change back to white. So first of all, let us give it the same formatting we have used over here. Click over this part, formatting. Now change it to white. Turn off the formula bar to take a look at the full dashboard. So we just have to correct something here. This opportunity, I think it's correct. So let's go straight up back to the dashboard. Okay, I don't know why the T is not showing up here. So you just get what I'm trying to do here. So nicely done. So we have come to the conclusion of the dashboard, but not 100%. We just need to add our slicer to it. It's very important. So now I want you to sit down and take a look at this and think of what you can do for me. Like if you have watched to this particular end, what can you do for me? There is nothing you can do for this particular channel than to help it grow. So we have to get in here, Fahad Store dashboard. So that is the dashboard name. So you just have to get the dashboard name right in here. So the best thing you can do for me right now is to help me grow. So by clicking on the subscribe button, if you have not done that before now, it's very important to me. You understand? So do that right away. Subscribe, share, like. Mostly your comment is very important to me, specifically if you have already subscribed to my channel. So leave a comment, let me know you are there, you're watching. So please do that right now. So here we go. So I want to highlight this particular portion here. So make it bold and have it to be brighter. So here we go. Now we have done this. The next thing we have to do right now to complete the whole exercise is just for we to actually add a slicer. So before we add our slicer, there is one thing we have to do. We have to subtract a particular slicer from it. So what we can do right now is to go over to the analysis part right in here and locate the area where we have used month, because we're going to be adding just month slicer. So where we have added month, so click on it, the pivot table itself, go over here, click over here. From pivot table analyze, now we have just put M for month. That is all we have to do. So once we have done that now, we are good to go. The next thing I'm going to do now is to click on any pivot table and right click on the month and add it as a slicer. So once we have done that, Control X to cut it. And over here, we can paste it right in here. So once we have done this now, the next thing we have to do is to go to the top ribbon, auto slicer, and change this one to 12. That is beautiful. So once you have done that, right click and go over here, settings, and do this. Turn off this particular one, and click on OK. So once you have done that, we are almost at the far end of what we wanted to get into. So we just have to bring this over here, starting from here. Then drag it up to this level here. So once we've done this now, the next thing we have to do is to right click and send it to back. So if you look at it right now, it's gone behind. So click on this particular one, which is this very panel here, this particular blue here. Right click and send it to back as well. So it reveals this particular one and send it behind those cards. So beautiful. Next again is that we want to get this particular sample color. Right click and go to, okay, I think it's going to be Control 1. So pick the color by getting the color code from here. Control C to copy. So once we've gotten the color code, let us click on the slider itself. Go to the top ribbon, click on slicer, over here, right click and duplicate. So let us name this one my slicer style. So now for the whole slicer format. So let us say for the whole slicer, we just want to say no border. For the fill color, we just want to choose our own fill color, custom. That is where we have to paste in our color. Then we click on OK. So we go ahead and click on OK. Now, if we don't have header for it, you just have to ignore that particular part. Selected item with data, we just have to click on OK. So over here, we deal with the font. The font here, we want to use something like 16, then bold. Then for the border, no border. For the fill color, we choose to use the same exact color for it. So we click on OK. Then for the font, we have to change the color to white. So we'll click on OK. Then on selected item with data. So we just have to click on this one. Then we just have to use 14 for it. 14 italic. Then the color shouldn't be too much popped. Let us make it this way. So for the border, no border. For the fill, so we choose the same exact color we copied and we paste the color over here. Can you see that now? Very simple. Let us test it out and see what we have done. So click on OK. So right now it has not come. Go over here. This is my style. So click on it. And now it has blended with it. So if I click over here now, you can see the unselected one is not actually popping out the way others actually popped out. But I don't too much like how it is now. So you can work on it. So let's go over here. Let's go over here. This time around, we don't have to duplicate, we have to modify. So we just choose the unselected one with item, click over here, and font, we choose 12. Then too bright still, let's go with this one. So can you see it now? So it makes us to have the one that is selected on focus. So if you look at it right now, it's only picking up this particular portion. So what we have to do is to right click on the slicer itself, then go to report connection. So quickly we can now connect this particular slider to all our pivot table, exclude the month. So we don't have to include the month. So click on OK. So our whole dashboard is now, getting the update. Can you see how swift and easy it is right now? You understand? So you can add more slider to this. I just want to actually add this particular simple slicer to this particular one. So in case you want to go to the analysis part and you don't want to actually, click over here, you can link it to this particular part. All you have to do is to right click and click on link. Once you click on link, you just have to link this particular, I think it's going to be this part here. Analysis. Click on OK. So you can always click over here to get into analysis. Can you see how easy it is right now? So this is all you have to do. If you have watched to this particular end, I want to say thank you very much. You have actually assisted, others to get this. But to actually give them further assistance, please go ahead and actually share, like, subscribe, and see you in my next videos. Thank you and bye-bye.